Hey there, so in today's episode of Star Wars Talk, I'm going to be giving you my predictions for the upcoming episode of Star Wars Rebels Soft. So this is going to be the conclusion of the first half of the fourth and last season, so it's a mid-season finale. And then we'll have to wait till January, I think, for the next episode, so we got a pretty long way to go. Still hope they'll give us a sneak peek for the next season at the end of Rebels Recon, but who knows. But so we're obviously going to get the X-Wings coming up. How they're going to be introduced, I don't know, but I hope they'll, in the episode, introduce in a spectacular manner. Not just like, oh, there's the X-Wing and the climbing in. No, I want it a little bit better, like them especially being delivered and flying over the rebel base. Something, some cool way to enter them into the series. Hope we get a tiny bit of backstory too on them. But that's more what I hope to show. My predictions, well, obviously we know that they're going to attack the TIE Defender factory on the Sol. So the question is how is that going to turn out? I have a feeling because we don't see any TIE Defenders that they do destroy the factory, but I predict a high cost. And again, I think like just like Zero Arrow, this episode will kind of show to explain why the rebels did no major battle until the battle of Scarif, and were reluctant to even do the battle of Scarif that we saw in Rogue One. But think this one, I don't think there's going to be any capture ships. I think it's only going to be starfighters, so X-wings, Y-wings, because we saw both of them in the previews. And I bet we'll see some A-wings as well. Maybe we'll get to see a B-wing again. That would be neat, but I doubt it. And who knows what's going to happen on the ground. And we know that, and I hope we also see Wedge piloting an X-Wing, because that would be great, and that would kind of help to, I don't know, get him in the X-Wing and animated. That would be great. We know that Hale was actually piloting an X-Wing from the preview clips of Chopper as her astromech. What a surprise. Be interesting to see how they go on the ground, what will happen. I want to say also we'll use any U-Wings in this battle. We'll get some forces on the ground to help support the Ghost Crew on the Sol and the Losar rebels. Give them some support in taking down the factory from the ground. But I have a feeling it's going to be massive casualties. And I have a feeling that the former governor of Losar Rider will die in this battle. He seems that, because they're going to have to kill off a character. I doubt they'll do Hero. We know they won't do Hero or Chopper. I don't think they'll do Ezra, Sabine, Zeb, or Kanan just yet. If anything, if anything, it would be Kanan or Zeb. I feel like those two will be the first ones they would want to kill off for some reason. I don't know why. I just feel like that's how they would do it. But I have a feeling none of the main characters will die in this episode. I could be wrong. I honestly could be wrong. I don't know, but I don't predict that any of them will die in this battle. Severe injuries, on the other hand, is a totally different story. Because really, halfway through the season, there's no way they're going to kill off the majority of the main characters and leave the rest of the season for us to only follow Hera and Chopper. No way. No way. If anything, I could see some of them getting off Losar and some of them remaining trapped on Losar and captured by the Empire. And I see if any of them die, no more than one of them. Maybe two, but definitely the majority of them will survive, if not all. That's what I'm saying for the main crew. And that's and I'm not including Hero and Chopper because we know the survivor is guaranteed. But yeah, though the former Losar Governor Ryder, he's become a pretty major character. He's probably not going to survive. There's probably a few other small characters to that are pretty. I wouldn't call them major, but I would call them minor supporting. But they're definitely not what you can call extra background characters. Some of them will die as well. I'm pretty sure Swan will survive. Governor Price probably also will survive. Who knows about the Imperials? Hopefully, though, they show another one of the former named Imperials and kill him off. Ooh, I forgot about Rex in Callus. Who knows? I have a feeling the Rebel Commander will be like, Rex, you need to stay in the background. Stay here. We're not gonna let you keep in combat anymore. You're too old. But you're still good for tactical bit. I feel like, but yeah. Eh. If Rex though does go on the ground in this battle, I have a feeling he won't survive. Because we don't see him in Rogue One. He could be in Return of the Jedi. Because that's only a fan theory held by a lot of Star Wars fans, a lot of Star Wars YouTubers, and I believe it's Dave Filoni too. Like, okay, that doesn't guarantee it, but who knows? He might be. I could see him being like, okay, stay on the saw, another saw, on the rubber base, support from the background. No, gives a basic defense in case the Empire does show up, and then and then I could see him being in the badass KOF too, in a command role, not ground role. Cause he's getting old for a clone. For him he'd be young, but for a clone he'd be old. And so I had no idea if Captain Rex is even going to appear in this episode along with Callus. I could see them both show up and both die and both show up and survive, in all honesty. But I think they got more plans for both of them. Captain Rex, I feel like they could expand him a lot more. And who knows how it's going on, but I suspect though that Captain Rex, this is kind of for the Rebels as a whole, but I did want to include that if Captain Rex does not die in this episode, he's going to die before the end of the series, because there's one thing. They have to explain. They need somebody to explain why. If he survives up to the battle of Yavin and beyond and Endor, why he would have never talked to Luke Skywalker, the son of the Jedi he served during the Clone Wars. And we know, and Captain Rex does not know that Vader is Anakin Skywalker. So that's actually, but, and this could actually be the episode to do it. Who knows? But yeah, do I have any other predictions I would like to give as well? They're going to succeed at their mission. It's going to be similar to Scarif. Their goal is achieved, but they achieve the main task, but they essentially lose the battle. Call it a strategic victory, but a tactical defeat. No, you win in one area, but you win. You win because you achieved your goal, but you still lost because you were not able to pull out successfully. Think of it as a high-cost operation, which I think it really is. There's going to be massive casualties, I guarantee you. The only characters we know that are going to survive are Hera, Chopper, and Wedge. For sure. That's all we know for sure. And I think they will be in the battle. All the other characters, no idea who'll survive and die. I have a feeling that Sabine will survive. Of all the Ghost Crew, she's the most likely one to survive, because she can easily just be said to be on Mandalore, which would actually make a lot of sense. Karen, there's something going on with the Force that has been set up, so I could see him become something like a Force Ghost in this episode if he does not survive, but could still end up being in that episode. As for Zeb, he can actually survive very easy too. So yeah, as of the main characters, it's Ezra and Ken that their survival could be the most conflicting with the Star Wars story, because Yoda did say there is another, referring to Leia, who else would he have been referring to there? So I could actually see Ezra or Ken dying, but I don't think it's going to happen quite yet. Not both of them, at least. Simply because, well, we don't see them, and I guarantee you, if they hear that the son of a Jedi is there, one of them would go and make contact with Luke Skywalker. They would have talked to him at some point. Luke Skywalker would have seeked them out, which we have no canon stories of that doing. So unless they unless they died and vanished off the trace of the of the galaxy, that could actually be what Luke Skywalker was doing between. He hears the rumors, doesn't do anything about it because he's fighting the Empire, and then after he searches for them. That actually is not a bad theory when you think about it. But, that is actually way out of the line of this episode, which I just wanted the predictions to be mainly about the episode at hand. I got a tiny bit carried away. So, just to quickly summarize, I predict that the rebels will be... In summary, I predict that the rebels will destroy the TIE Defender factory. They will suffer serious losses. The characters the only characters we know for sure will survive will be the ones that were either seen or mentioned in later movies. I also predict that see Ryder die along with a few other the Lothal rebels. As for Ken, Sabine, Ezra, and Zeb, if no more than one of them will die in this battle. No more than one, if any dies. And the most likely chance, in my opinion, is either Zeb or Ken. For now. But I think Ken would be the most likely. But there's gonna be some mystical force thing going on with it, so it's not gonna be a usual kind of thing. So thank you for watching this episode of Star Wars Talk. Thank you for checking out my predictions. Feel free to leave your predictions for this episode in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Also consider leaving a like and subscribing to this channel for future Star Wars content. Also consider supporting me on Patreon. Your donation there will help make this channel possible. And also me just being able to live. Thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you always.